Hi viewers, welcome to Commissioner of Collegiate Education, Government of Telangana. I am Veeraya Sheelam, Assistant Professor, Department of Botany, Government Degree College for Women's, Nalgonda. So today we are going to discuss belongs to BSc final year 5th semester paper name Ecology and Biodiversity. The topic is ecological factors. Today discussing topic is biotic factors. I have prepared already part 1 belongs to light factor, part 2 on temperature factor, part 3 now biotic factors. So if a tree dies, plant another in its place. That was given by Carolus van Linnaeus. Only in that moment the plants are compensated in numberly as well as retain a equilibrium in environment. So today contents, let us discuss about a brief introduction as well as in detailed explanation of biotic factors on vegetation. So in environment, biotic components, abiotic components are present. The relationship in between biotic components and abiotic components along with that environment. That environment decide the every living organism metabolic activities. So four important environmental factors are identified, which are climatic factors, light, temperature, water, and etc. So we have in the syllabus only two, light and temperature. Biotic factors, all the living organisms are come under biotic factors. Edaphic factors means soil related. It will become next topic, next lesson. Topographic factors, surface of the land is come to the topographic factors. Now we are going to second topic, biotic factors. Today lesson is biotic factors. Biotic factors are living organisms. So these living organisms decide the distribution of vegetation. Vegetation means nothing but distribution of forest or plantations. So that distribution, that vegetation decided by three living things, which are entire the world, only three type of the living things are there: plants, animals, and human activity. So plant activity on plant, animal activity on plant, man activity on plant. So plant to plant, animal versus plant, man versus plant. So plant activity is sometimes harmful to another plant, sometimes are beneficial, sometimes neutral. Animal also, in between animal and plant, sometimes harmful, sometimes benefit. So man versus plants. So here very weak the relationship in between man and plants. Main cause man. The plant destroying, the distribution of the plants are decreasing. Today plants are suffering from the man activity. So plants activity they can face, animal activity they can face, but except man activity, remaining all are they should ready to face and survive on earth planet. So plants are not win on man activity. That's why man cooperate to them unless the plants are go to disappear. It is very turn into inhabited earth planet. Now the first one, effects of plants. Effects of plants on plants. So plants versus plants. What type of the relationship is present in between plant versus plant? Now first one, in some plants, the character visible in some plants. The first one is competition. So competition is everywhere unless can't survive. Survival of fittest. It explains survival of the fittest. Darwin concept. So competition. The competition also divided into two types. One is intraspecific, another one is interspecific. Intra means within the species, in between two individuals or two populations. The competition in between same species, that is called intra. Interspecific means in two different species. The competition in between two different species of the plants is called interspecific competition. Anyhow, both are competition. In competition, always one is go to win, another one is lose. Sometimes two are destroyed to each other. Two are destroyed. Two are harmful to each other. So in competition, anyone is possible. So competition for light, competition for minerals, competition for water, competition in between them. For example, in dense forest, the trees are growing side by side, very thickness of the forest. In that moment, that forest trees are compete to each other for getting of light. Here, competition in between same species or interspecies. For the competition moves, competition runs on light availability. Minerals for grasslands. In grasslands, all are grasses. So all grass plants are try to absorb minerals because they need same type of the habitat, same type of the habitat, same type of the food need. Therefore, all that plants are try to catch that, absorb that minerals. Therefore, those grass plants are compete to each other. Water in arid areas. Already that lands are suffering from water. In that moment, the arid crops, arid trees are compete to each other for getting water. Weed versus crops. So weeds, it is very common example we are seen in the crop plants. Weeds versus crop plants. Usually weeds are grows very faster than the crop plants. The weed life cycle also early complete than the crop plants. Therefore, weeds are growing fast. Early catch that nutrients, early absorb water, everything is faster than the crop plant. Therefore, crop plants are maybe go to back. In that moment, the competition create in between weed and crop plants. So here competition in between, say within the space or beyond the space, out of the species. So here two competitors are go to destroy. If the water is not available, both are may be destroyed. So that symbol we express that minus minus. So in competition, two competitors are destroyed to each other. That's why it is one minus, it is the minus. Both are destroying to each other. Minus and minus, the symbol express as. So mutualism. Mutualism means mutual benefit in similar or dissimilar organisms. So the living style is mutual benefit to each other, either near species or dissimilar species. For example, A and B, these are two organisms, dissimilar organisms. These two are beneficial to each other. Two organisms are get benefit from each other, vice versa. This is called mutualism. For example, tree and lichen. This is the lichen. It is the tree. So lichen and tree are growing each other. Mutual benefit. Mutual benefit. As well as in lichen, I am taking example lichen. Lichen made by algae, algal filament and fungal filament. So mutualism example is lichen. Lichens are growing on the tree. So here relationship I am not discussing in between lichen and tree. I am discussing inside of the lichen. Lichen means it is the composition of two components. One is algae, another one is fungi. Everybody known. It is a general example. So algae provide food material to the fungi. Fungi provide sexual reproduction, at the same time protection, security. It is the mutual benefit. That is called mutualism. So this indicate plus and plus. So the symbols are indicate as how plus and plus symbol. Both are mutual benefit. One point is important. If the algae and fungi are separate to each other, they cannot survive. They will not survive in nature. Both are go to die. When if we are separated to each other, the both are go to die. They cannot separately, independently live in the nature. It is the main point under mutualism. So remember definition. Next C is commensalism. In commensalism, two organisms are associated closely. One get benefit, another one is neutral. No benefit, no harmful. That is called commensalism. For example, epiphyte. Epiphytic plants. So this is the epiphyte. Epiphyte means plant grows on another plant. Plant grows another plant. Example, Vanda. So this is the plant, small plant. It is growing on another plant. So here association of two plant species, one on another one. One get benefit. It absorbs, it collect nutrients from the older trunk. But the second one is not get benefit or harmless. There is neutral, zero. Only one get benefit. This is called commensalism, plus and zero. Vanda has two types of the roots, three types of the velamin roots, atmospheric roots, collect water, hygroscopic water by velamin roots, stinging roots. They are the help the host to the plant. So it is the epiphytic. Commensalism example, epiphytic plants. One more example, lianes. So the curled, this is the liane, it is the tree species. Both are tree plant. It is also liane. You observe here, liane means woody and strong and tendrilar like stem, dependent on it grow dependent on another plant. That is called liane. So lianes are, stem is woody but weak nature, they can't erect. Therefore by the help of another plant it can grow and curls either right angle or left angle, it curls to the another plant. They are called lianes. The liane get benefit because it cannot stand erect. But another plant not get benefit, not get harmless. Only liane plant get benefit. This is also plus zero. Commensalism. Epiphytes and lianes example. Emensalism. It is very important. Listen careful. Emensalism. It is important for entrances. Emensalism. Already the word has some negative meaning. commensalism, amensalism. So looks like a negative. Amensalism definition: one organism does not allow to another organism to grow near it. For example, it is one organism. This is the another organism. This organism not allow another one by near surrounding this one. That is called amensalism. So one organism does not allow another organism to grow near it. This is called amensalism. The first organism inhibit that growth through releasing some chemicals, which is A. A is releases some chemicals in nature. That chemicals are called antibiosis. That is called allelopathy. That chemical name is allochemical. So the inhibition generally regulated by the chemical. That nature is called antibiosis. So only one is survive. It never interest to grow nearby it. The another organism never permit, never allow near it. The first organism regulate, secrete the some chemicals. It is a natural process. This phenomena is called antibiosis or allelopathy. That chemical name is allochemical. So one plant not permit to grow beside another organism, another plant. For example, microcystis. So in aquatic water, microcystis is cyanophysi member. That cyanophysi member secretes some toxins. When toxins are released, the fishes and animals are go to die. Therefore, fishes and animals, aquatic animals are not dare to the move nearer microcystis algae. Because microcystis, cyanobacteria gives toxins really secrete in the water surrounding. So fishes are go to die sometimes. So it is one of the natural. Microcystis secrete some chemicals, toxins. That chemicals are called allochemicals. Microcystis is inhibit that grow another organism near it. That is called antibiosis. Another example, important example, it is important for entrance. Penicillin or penicillium. Penicillium is a fungus. So penicillium versus staphylococcus bacteria. Penicillium swallow the growth of staphylococcus. So penicillium never encourage. Penicillium never promote the growth of staphylococcus. So penicillium secrete penicillin. That antibiotic easily kill to the staphylococcus. So here penicillium is benefit. Not benefit actually. Penicillium is autonomous. It can survive. Plus staphylococcus go to die. Therefore minus. Plus and minus. So one cannot harmful. One can survive. Another one can get not survive. So maybe inhabited or destroyed or killed by. So here microcystis and fishes versus one is survived, another one is go to maybe died. Chlorella versus diatoms. Chlorella also secretes some antibiotic, chlorellin antibiotic. So diatoms are go to die. Tacitus, petula and nematodes. So marigold, tacitus. You observe in chili crops. In chili crops, at the fencing surrounding that chili crop, farmers are grown tacitus, banthi plants, marigold plants. Because the tacitus petula roots are secrete some toxins, some chemicals. That chemicals are kill to the nematodes. Therefore, root diseases are not coming. So easily check the root diseases in chili crops by natural method. So nematodes are generally they are moved from among the soil underground. Therefore, nematode-like worms are never reaches to the chili crops. They checked by the Tacitus petula allelochemicals. These are naturally controlling methods. One is survive, another one goes to die. So that method is called plus and zero method. Symbiosis. It is very common example in between Rhizobium bacteria and Arachis hypogea. So it is the Arachis hypogea root nodule, Rhizobium bacteria present in that nodule and collect nitrogen and provide to that plant. At the same time, plant supply food material to Rhizobium. This is called mutual benefit. Again, mutual benefit. Two are get benefit. This is also plus and minus, plus and plus. Both are plus and plus. But the same definition, mutualism also same definition, symbiosis also same definition. Any difference in between mutualism and symbiosis? Yes, one small difference is there. If these Rhizobium bacteria and Arachis hypogea, groundnut plant, the both are, if you separate, they can survive individually. So here symbionts are survive individually. They can survive in the nature individually. But in mutualism, there is no survive. Always they are adnated to each other. If they are separate in the nature, they are go to die in mutualism. But symbiosis, both are reciprocal benefit. Mutualism and symbiosis definition is identical, similar, but only one different is in symbionts, the both are, if separate to each other, both can survive in the nature. In mutualism, they are not survived. Within the fraction of the minutes, their individuals are go to die. It is another example, lichen. So lichen also sometimes put under the symbiosis, but actually it is the right example for mutualism. Saprophytism. Saprophytes. Which organisms are growing on dead and decay parts? Unnecessary substances, they are called saprophytes. That phenomena is called saprophytism. For example, mushrooms or bacteria. So bacteria, fungi, both are example for saprophytes. These saprophytes are growing over the dead and decay parts, dung material, wood, some etc. unnecessary material. Here, these mushrooms are growing over the woody trunk. Another example, Monotropa and Neotia. Monotropa, Neotia, both are Orchidaceae members. So it is the Monotropa. Monotropa also growing over the dead and decay parts of the leaves. So it is the Monotropa. Example important, Monotropa and Neotia. These two are Orchidaceae plants, but not mushrooms. Mushroom like plants, but orchids, these are orchids. They can give flowers also. So Monotropa and Neotia, those are best example for the saprophytes. Saprophytic plants. It is the saprophytic fungi. Saprophytic bacteria, example Bacillus. Saprophytic fungi, mushrooms. Saprophytic plants, Monotropa and Neotia. Both are growing over the dead and decay parts or dead and decay substances. Now, parasitism. Usually, most of the plants are autotrophs except few number. Autotrophs means they prepare own food material by the help of solar radiation. But some of the plants are not able to the preparation of own food material because lack of development or some environmental factors. Maybe that is incorporated into genetical characters, which are classified into 4 types. One is complete stem parasite. Complete. This, it is also plant, but it cannot able to prepare some lack of the either food or lack of the absorption of water and mineral. Only 2 causes. One is they cannot prepare own food material because lack of the leaves, or they cannot prepare own absorption. Water and mineral nutrients cannot able to absorb because lack of roots. Either lack of leaf, lack of roots. Without leaves they cannot photosynthesize, they cannot own food material. Without roots they cannot absorb water. Therefore, based on the that lack of organs, complete stem parasite. In this there is no leaves, they cannot prepare own food material. Therefore, these plants are growing on another plant stem. Example, Cuscuta reflexa. Complete stem parasite. It can grow on the another plant stem. Partial stem parasite. Partial means semi. Semi stem parasite. Okay, they have some leaves, hence partially dependent on them. They have leaves, hence they are dependent on another plant stems. Example, Loranthus and Viscum. You by heart these two examples, Viscum and Loranthus. In Viscum, first two letters VI. In Viscum, first two letters are VI. In Loranthus, first two letters are LO, Willow. Remember, as code, put code, partial stem parasite. So complete stem parasite, only one example, everybody easily remembering, very well known example, Cuscuta reflexa. That is complete stem. Partial stem parasite example, Willow. Willow means Viscum and Loranthus. The third one, complete root. So now this parasitic plant, parasite, why they are called parasite? Without lack of roots, they can absorb, they can theft on another plant material. Therefore, parasite. So these plants are growing on the root of another plant. That is called complete root parasite. Example, Orabanki, Striga, Rafflesia. So your Orabanki, you remember Orabanki. Next one, partial root parasite. It is very partial, not complete root. If chance, they can grow or individually or another roots. Example, Santalum alba, Gandham, Sri Gandham. So we will observe one by one the plants. This is the Cuscuta, Cuscuta reflex, Cuscuta reflex. This is the Loranthus. So some fruits are there. In Cuscuta, there is no leaves, only stems are tendril like. The stem is green color, but there is no leaves, but flowers are there. These are small flowers. Flowers are present. It can flowering plant. These are flowers. These are flowers. But it is the stem. There is no leaf because complete stem parasite. Flowering plant. So it is the partial semi stem parasite. Semi means it has leaves. Hence it can grow over another trunk. It gives flowers and fruits. You observe here, this is another plant, woody tree. This one woody tree. This plant grows over that woody tree on the stem. So these parasites are grow on the stem, but partially dependent on it. So complete and partial stem parasites, example, Cuscuta, Loranthus. One more example, Viscum, willow. So Loranthus and Viscum. So it is the Viscum plant growing on another plant, Viscum. It is also Viscum plant. It has a special green color leaves also there. It can flowering plant. Sometimes these plants are growing on guava plants, neem plants also. Looks like a cluster like, ped like structures are visible over the neem Azadirachta plant. That is indicate Viscum. So it is also semi stem parasite. Now Orabanki. Orabanki is complete root parasite. So this is the Orabanki. It is another plant host. The Orabanki grows on the root. It is also root. So Orabanki grows on the root of another plant. So the beside virginal Orabanki plant, it is the bottom of the region is not visible. That's why I I took another one more diagram for Orabanki. So it is a striga and Rafflesia. So striga, it is common example. It is important for entrances. Striga. This is the maize plant. Beside the maize plant, roots are present, fibrous roots. Over the root, the striga plant can grow, parasite grow. So you observe here, this is the corn plant. These are the roots. The striga plant growing over that roots. So it is the parasite, root parasite. The striga plant is a flowering plant as well as ornamental. Therefore, farmers are cultivated as mixed crop like corn and striga. So these are the corn plants beside the striga plants. At the same time, farmer get two benefits, dual benefits from maize as well as flowers. Both are earned by the farmer. Another one is Rafflesia. So it is the largest flower of the world, maybe some meter height. Rafflesia also come under root parasite. And last one is Santalum album. Commercially it is valuable. Santalum album. In between Tamil Nadu and Karnataka, in between two states, a large forests are there. Good and healthy, valuable, and good wood is available in that region. So the best Santalum plants are growing at that region. The climate is suitable for that growing Santalum alba, Gandham, Sri Gandham. So it is the growing tree, maybe 5 years age of that tree. It is the plantlet, a small tree. The leaves are looks like a succulent, looks like a sapota, a red sander leaves looks like, but the woody stems are giving some scented smell is coming from that wood. Now, insectivorous plants are predation. Insectivorous means insect plants. They are also common plants. They are also photosynthetic. They have green color leaves, flowers, fruits. Everything is common to a common plant. Like it is act as a common plant. But extra character. They has extra character, that is that nature is called predation. Eating to a small creatures by that plants. For example, Nepenthes. Nepenthes are growing generally at Assam forest. That forest lands are suffering from lack of deficiency of nitrogen. That nitrogen deficiency facing those plants are from since some hundred thousands of the year, thousand of the years. Therefore, the plants are genetically modified into predation manner. Therefore, they create some adaptations, some picture like modifications. That modification trap to the insect, as well as that picture has some special type of enzymes, hydrolytic enzymes. When trapped that insect easily go to digest in that pictures. Example, Nepenthes. It is a Dionia, common name Venus flytrap. So it is important for bead entrance, Venus fly trap. Trapping means it is the trapping area. If accidentally one insect enter into the, generally flies are enter into that in between picture, in that moment suddenly it is close, the insect go to die. So it is one type of the hunting. Some other examples also there: Dionia, Nepenthes, Utricularia, Drosera. These are some another examples of insectivorous plants. Why they are hunting that insects? For the compensation of nitrogen, for getting of sufficient nitrogen from that insects. The next one, effects of animals. Now animals on the plants. Animals also affect on the plant vegetation distribution. First one, grazing and browsing. So a small difference in between grazing and browsing. Cattle and sheep are example for grazing. Grazing means grass feeders. Only they are eat grass. Example, cattle and sheep. Browsing means leaf feeders. Leaf. They are eating leaves. Example, deers, elephants, giraffes, goat. These are always eating only leaves. So you observe here. These are deers. Deers are eating leaves over the stems. So excess of the grazing, excess of the browsing, the both are leads to the deforestation. Deforestation. So excess, overgrazing, overbrowsing leads to deforestation. They become a one more reason also there. Laterite soils also help to the scrub forest. So when overgrazing, overbrowsing takes place in the forest, within the soon that forests are converted into scrub forest. At the same time, laterite soils also favor to the modification of from normal forest to scrub forest. Scrub means little number of trees. Those are called scrub forest. Weak, reduced forests are called scrub forests. So pollination. Pollinators, usually insects, animals, birds, such etc. They are act as pollinators. For example, bee. A single bee can pollinate entire sunflower. Sunflower has many florets. Every floret gives one seed. So one head of sunflower gives more seeds. So every seed representative to the one floret. So at a single time, a single bee able to the entire the pollination. A single bee is enough for the pollination of entire florets. But sometimes two, three, many bees also visit to that flower, but a single bee is enough for the entire the inflorescence become a pollination. It is the yucca plant, monocotyledon yucca plant. Yucca plant flowers are very beautiful, looks like. These flowers are attracted to the specific insect. That insect name Pronuba yuccacella. Only that inflorescence pollinated by the specific insect. It is a special character of yucca plant. The insect name is Pronuba yuccacella. When Pronuba yuccacella insect visit to that inflorescence, in that moment only pollination takes place, unless the inflorescence waiting for that insect. The bottom one is salvia plant, belongs to Labiaceae. It is the salvia flower. Salvia flower. The flower arrangement is very different. Looks like a lever mechanism. The bee is visited to the flower for the honey. While visiting, the pollination takes place. So this is the stigma. It is not visible. Stigma is there. If pollen grains are present over the wings, that pollen reach to the stigma, cross pollination takes place. So here pollination, insects are play a vital role in pollination. Approximately 70% of the pollination does by the insects. Remaining are animals, some other things. Next one, dispersal of fruits and seeds. Dispersal means one place to another place. The fruits are placed, the fruits and seeds are dispersed from one place to another by the animals. For example, this is the bat. So inverted, it is visible inverted. Actually, the bats are sat over the trees as inverted manner. So it caught one fruit by the mouth. It is the bat. It is bird. So these are help to the dispersal of fruits and seeds. One more interesting one, animal. This is the sheep. The sheep body with many fruits, Xanthium stromonium fruits. They are that fruits are hooked fruits. So after some days, that fruits are dispersed from one place to another place. Anyhow, the fruits are felt from far away from the plant. So fruits and seeds are dispersing through the animals, birds, etc. Myrmecophily. It is also one of the close association like symbiosis manner. Myrmecophily. Myrme means ant. Phylus means leaf. Myrme means ant. So the association in between ant and leaf is called myrmecophily. Anyhow, here ant is involving. For example, Acacia spirocephala. Acacia species. Acacia species spines are too large, too big in size. So in inner side of that spines, there is a halo, cave-like structure. Those ants are enter into that halo. They can live in that halo. So here host is provide some place, but ants also at the same time protect to that plant. So it is one type of the mutual benefit in between ant and plant. Myrmecophily. This is called myrmecophily. Piplica priyatama. That type of the symbiosis method is called Piplica priyatama. Priyatama means that is very loving affection in between them. Acacia spirocephala. Piplica priyatama or myrmecophily. Effect of man. Yes, man is ultimately a cause for deforestation because every day he removed the trees, he cutted many trees for his own purpose or business purpose or laying the roads or construction of the bridges, construction of the houses, construction of the industries. So many individual benefits for that man activity. Firewood, sometimes man using firewood. So in big country, most of the women are dependent on firewood. Every day, some tons, million tons of the wood is goes to wastage. At the same time, it releases more smog, pollutants, carbon dioxide and carbon monoxide. Therefore, every day, every year, forestation gradually decrease. One more, I would like to give one or two words. At the time of grazing and browsing time, not only animals, some insects also involving in that. For example, lobusta insect. Recently at Rajasthan state, many group of the lobusta insects are attacking on the plants. That is called a swarm. So lobusta swarm the insects on the croplands, means they are attacking group wise at a time. Entire that field, immediately that lobustas insects are eat that entire the leaves of that area. Therefore, that field convert into denudation. Nudation means without plant. Denudation means after lobusta attacking in that area looks like rocky manner. Only rocks are exposed in that area. Only rocks, rocky area. That is called denudation. When it happened, when lobusta swarm entire the area after that attacking, that area become a denudation. Denudation means almost without plantation, only visible with rocky manner. The field is exposed. The field surface is exposed. We can easily identify that surface is empty. So one or two questions we will observe. Penicillium does not swallow the growth of bacterium of Staphylococcus. This sort of relationship is called. So already I told on penicillium. Penicillium always it cannot allow the Staphylococcus bacterium because penicillium secretes some chemicals. They are called allelochemicals. The allelochemicals are go to kill the Staphylococcus. This type of relationship is called. Is it commensalism? No. Is it predation? No. Emensalism? Yes. Mutualism? No. So the right answer is emensalism. Right answer is emensalism. So emensalism is the right answer. Not only penicillium versus Staphylococcus, Microcystis versus fishes and aquatic animals, chlorella versus some algal. So these are the some examples of amensalism. Find out the wrong pair. In question asked wrong pair. Find out the wrong pair. Complete stem parasite. Example Cuscuta reflex. Okay, it is correct. Partial stem parasite. Example willow, Viscum and Loranthus. Both are stem. Complete root parasite. Example Orabanki. Partial root parasite. Example actually Santalum alba, Srigandham. But it is the wrong statement. So in question asked, find out the wrong pair. Which is the wrong pair? The fourth one is wrong pair. This is the answer. In fourth pair, the example given, that is Gannira or Gunnira. Any significant behind it? Yes, Gannira is a angiospermic plant. In Gannira, the plant has leaves, broad leaves. Every broad leaf has green color stalk. The leaf stalk has many glands. The gland contain nostoc filament. The nostoc fixes nitrogen. So symbiosis example, Gannira versus nostoc. It is the symbiosis. Gannira is a angiospermic plant. In angiospermic plant, Gannira has glands, leaf glands. The glands are located at petioles. Number of thousand of the glands are present. Every gland contains nostoc. It can help nitrogen fixation. So it is also important. When on asked angiosperms, give symbiosis one angiospermic plant. In that moment, answer is Gannira versus nostoc. Nitrogen fixation glands located at petiole or leaf stalk, among the leaf stalk. The leaves are too long and broad. So thank you viewers and listeners who are listen at this in this lesson. Thank you very much.